All right, guys, we have a pre-alpha footage for the stars. This is their dev diary 0001. 001, not 0001. Come on now. But this is their dev diary. For the stars, I think, is going to be a Star Citizen competitor. And one of the things that is going to be very interesting about this game is they're going to be using voxel tech, but it's not going to look like a voxel game. So I think it's very, very interesting. And I want to take a look and see where they're at in their development.
By now, many of you have realized that For the Stars is a very ambitious game. Today, I have the opportunity to tell you a little bit more about the game. Allow me to introduce to you three of the incredible minds behind For the Stars.
The storytelling in For the Stars is hidden inside of the gameplay experience. It's on the planet, it's in the creatures, it's in the biomes, it's in the ancient ruins that you uncover inside.
Okay, so this pre-alpha footage, it's kind of, YouTube compression. It looks okay. I can tell there's a lot of detail here, but, what we're going to get is not, it's going to look probably a lot different from this. It doesn't look as bad as Starfield, but this is just pre-alpha stuff. And they look like they copied this directly from CIG and Star Citizen right here. This little hologram style health notification, I guess. Like, you got this is like your stomach, so it's hunger, your lungs, your thirst, and I don't know what that one looks like. Maybe temperature.
Inside of caves or inside of ancient temples. It's a story that you discover at your own pace as you explore these planets and get to.
Other thing too is some of the animations still look a little bit clunky. Look a little bit they look a little bit, not smoothed out, but again, pre-alpha.
To know the universe.
Exploring the universe is one of the core pillars our game is built on, so players will use various in-game technologies to overcome each planet's specific environment or hazards.
You're going out to all these different planets, and they all have their own unique set of resources and hazards and opportunities for you to explore. Because of the specific subset of resources that you have access to, you can't do everything all at once. It's more about navigating the things that you can do to be resourceful and ingenious with your tools, using that to further your progress in the game, find new opportunities, new resources, unlock whole new branches of the tech tree. That's what the game is about.
Tech tree. I want to see the flight model stuff.
We drew a lot from nature documentaries and abstract art and other amazing sci-fi projects that we really enjoy watching. To make space feel alive, we packed it full of all sorts of interesting things for the player to discover, whether it's ancient ruins or a derelict spacecraft.
That's one of the things that I feel like where Star Citizen has fell short. Is like there's no like deeper mysteries in the game. Like there's no ancient ruins. There's no like what was here before, There's essentially none of that. Now they did have like the little ancient ruins that you can go and find throughout the game, but there were no actual like large structures that you would go and explore and you'd be like, oh man, like, what actually happened here, And so for the stars to like have this baked in from the onset of their game, I think is actually very, very good.
Or some new kind of creature that did something completely unique. We wanted players to have a journey where they could interact with all sorts of exciting things on these planets. We have lots of different races and factions. So you could have a race of aliens that built very sleek, modern-looking spaceships. But you could also have a race of aliens, and they come from a very rustic background where things are very gritty, and they have a lot of spikes, and it's a very heavy metal culture. But as a player, and when you work together with those different groups, you can actually take
That
pieces
physical
from
jump
each
gate?
different culture and
I do like them having like infrastructure around their jump gate. That does look pretty good.
build your own spaceship. So every spaceship will have its own unique, and when you work together with those different groups, you can actually take pieces from each different culture and build your own spaceship. So
That's
every
cool.
spaceship will have its own unique, completely customizable design by the player.
My favorite system that we've developed is our planet generation technology.
So with the spaceship building, I feel like in a lot of these games, the spaceships wind up looking really weird. And one of the things that CIG is actually leading, I have to give them credit where credit's due. One of the areas where CIG is actually leading the space genre is in their ship design. So I think that if you're gonna make a space game, I do think it's important to look at how the ships are designed, because that's important. If it looks cool to the player, that's what's gonna ultimately draw them to it. Or if we are allowed to make very cool and unique designs of our own, that's gonna draw the player in. But I think or games like, in my opinion, where Starfield and other space games have kind of failed, in Elite Dangerous 2, it's the ships. They don't look cool, So I think that there should be a certain aspect of rule of cool for, you designing and building spaceships, even if the base spaceships that you can get from maybe like the alien manufacturer that makes sleek, beautiful spaceships, that should be a part of it, is the beauty, that does matter to a certain extent. Now, it's not the end all be all, I'm not going to say that, but I do think that it's worth looking down that path, and it's one of the things that's made CIG very successful. Now, they've sold the ships for actual money, right? Don't go down that path, but the idea of making beautifully designed spaceships should be a part of what we do, or what we have in a space game.
Players can mine out entire planets if they choose to, or take a desert planet and cover it with water to make a water world. All of our resources gain traits and bonuses from the environment they were collecting.
You just can't drop that on me like that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. They just dropped a whole lot of stuff on me just real quick. So we gotta back that up just a little bit and catch that one more again.
And build your own spaceship. So every spaceship will have its own unique, completely customizable design by the player.
My favorite system that we've developed is our planet generation technology. Players can mine out entire planets if they choose to, or take a desert planet and cover it with water.
See, this is voxel right here, right? And it doesn't look like a voxel game. Now, this is pre-alpha. There's YouTube compression on top of this, so we're losing a lot of the quality. But what we're seeing right here is you have the ability to completely terraform a planet, which is crazy. You have the ability to mine a planet out completely, which is crazy. And if you can mine out a planet, that means that if you wanted to create a base, right, which I'm not into base building, right, but if you want to make a base on the planet, you can make your base totally underground. That would be absolutely insane.
Water to make a water world. All of our resources gain traits and bonuses from the environment that they were collected in. Sure, iron is iron, but iron from a volcanic region is going to have a higher heat resistance than iron from a jungle.
And we use these elements as part
that.
of our procedural generation to make all these different planets, all these different environments.
See, that's a cool looking ship right there. I like this. I can get down with something like this. It's a little bit big, but I can get down with something like this. You know what I'm saying?
Environments to explore. But the simulation of it adds a specificity, a reality to it that makes it more engaging than
I'm liking
a lot
what
of
I'm seeing
the
here. Like, the worlds look alien.
But the simulation of it adds a specificity, a reality to it that makes,
Like, this looks alien. This looks like, okay, I'm in a completely different place. And I think, I'm making a lot of comparisons here to Star Citizen, guys, to be fair, right? But right now, as many faults as Star Citizen actually has, it is in front. It is leading the genre. There's nothing else that even, in my opinion, comes close to it, right? So we have to keep that in mind here, okay? Like, there's nothing else that comes close to what CIG is actually doing right now. And for a game to be like, have this in their pre-alpha, and it looks like there is some polish to it. It's not that great looking because I'm looking at it through compression, and you're going to look at it again through compression. And I will, link the video down in the description below so you guys can see it. But my goodness, it just looks alien. And, there is some alien looking stuff in Pyro now, but Pyro's not out technically, right? So in Stanton, there isn't that much alien looking places. It looks like Hurston looks like it could be somewhere in Arizona. Like Microtech looks like Colorado. You know what I mean? I guess like we have a gas giant and Crusader and ArcCorp, which is a big city planet, but there's no real POIs like on those two planets that I just mentioned that really like make you feel like you're in a completely different place. Like this is giving me that feeling. So kudos to Snail Games for this so far.
Is it more engaging than a lot of the randomness that can crop up in procedural generation?
I'm most proud of the work that we've done in the biomes, the creatures, and also our character design. Our team of amazing artists, they're really fantastic, have spent a lot of time crafting.
Oh wow, that's fucking cool. All right, let me go back.
The creatures and also our character design.
That's cool.
Our team of amazing artists, they're really fantastic, have spent a lot of time.
That's pretty cool. It looks like that might be something that you might want to stay away from. You know what I mean? I wonder what kind of ships these guys have.
I'm crafting and building these and doing world building for this game. We also have really fantastic spaceships, and we have really amazing buildings that the characters can play that are swappable parts, and they look really beautiful. I'm really excited to see how players.
So there's a lot of modularity here. Okay. There's a lot of modularity. Good. Modularity, and it's easy, I think, in voxel games to do like a lot of modularity just because like of how like the core of the game is like actually built. I'm not an expert in voxel technology, obviously, because I just make videos and play games online and drive cars. But I do think this is very, very cool. And, right, if you're the type of person that likes a base building type of adventure style game, this might be more up your alley than something like of what CIG is doing, where they have predetermined assets. Well, here, you can take these assets and really make your own structures. And I think that's really the true essence of base building. So again, have to give a kudos to Snail Games for this one.
Explore these environments and what kind of stories they tell.
Thank you, Andrew, Matt, and Calix. That was an exciting view into the worlds and systems of For the Stars. I also want to take a moment to thank you, our community, for your continued support. And I can't wait for the opportunity in the future to share even more with you about this exciting game. So until next time, keep reaching for the stars.
Okay, so it looks like this is going to be a multi-platform game. Steam, PS5, Xbox Series X, and it's being made with Unreal. So this is going to be a very interesting game, and I'm very much looking forward to the beta, whenever that is. If we can get a beta sometime towards the end of next year, I think that'd be amazing. I would love to play this game. Now, I do have some things, some wish list items that I want to have in this game. The first thing is we need Newtonian flight. I want to be able to tricord. Okay. And I want to be able to use my flight sticks. And for the love of God, please do not have stupid flight mechanics. Make really good flight mechanics. If you do that, you're gonna make your game very, very good. Okay. There's a lot of lessons that you can learn from other games things that have worked and things that have not worked, and look at the biggest one right now and their flight model and what people are saying about it. Look at X4 Foundation now. I know they just sniped, Mr. Pritchett. So my recommendation was going to go get that guy to make your flight model, but he's already been taken. But it doesn't mean you can't take the ideas in which, they're doing with their game and things like that. So that is For the Stars, guys. I'm going to be following this game very, very closely through its release, and it's going to be, maybe my second game that I play and stream on here, or maybe, just maybe, it'll become the game that I stream on here. But until it comes out in beta and things like that, we'll continue to watch the development. And if you guys are excited for the Stars, comment down below in the comments and let me know if you've been following the project. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.